Greetings, blissful blessings, everyone. Nick Harrison here, One Nick Love, and yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. It's been a while. It's been a minute, probably I don't know, a couple months or so since the last video. And yeah, so today, in correlation with the Ivan video, today we are going to be discussing the metaphysics of money. I really wanted to share this video kind of much more down the road, but with recent events, the last, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 weeks, I've been working in the financial district of San Francisco, and a lot is going on. A lot's going on there, a lot, and it just served as motivation to really put this video out now. One thing I will say, disclaimer: the topic of money can be very triggering for people. So just wanna put this out there. If something sits with you, awesome, cool, great. I'm glad this material was able to help you. If something doesn't sit with you, um, book a session. I'm just kidding. um, if something doesn't sit with you, then that's okay too. You can just disregard it, and I would suggest putting a little more effort into some other studies, some books, to really research the topic of money and the purpose it truly serves here, for the growth of Gaia, the growth of the conscious collective, the growth of our own personal souls, um, and yeah, our souls uh, agree to all of this before we come down and before we incarnate. So can't really kick ourselves too hard for that. So yeah, so that will be today. I will discuss. Pardon me, I got a little bit of allergies today. We'll discuss the metaphysics of money. We are going to discuss a little bit on what I call, or what is called, a spiritual currency, and we'll discuss a little bit today too on um, just karmic obligations, soul agreements, soul contracts in regards to success contracts, in regards to poverty contracts. Our souls will choose to come in with one of those contracts, two of those contracts, none of those contracts, just to provide soul growth and soul expansion. And I'll share a little bit of my own personal experiences with those, and yeah. So I've got some pictures, I've got some videos, but today we are, and I know this is a big topic. Like the likelihood is we'll probably have to do another video down the road, but yeah, today really the metaphysics of money. So buckle up, get your popcorn ready, get your notepad out. Again, if you need to pause the video, if you need to stop the video to go check up on something, go look something up, it's highly suggested, because this is for informational purposes, really to help share what I've absorbed, what's come through me, what I've been able to process, to share and assist you with your path. So, all right, let's see, where do I start? These things. What do I got here? $10 bill. Okay, so almost every single client, like 99.9% of the clients that would come in to Moonfire Metaphysical, where I used to work on the weekends, everybody, their question was either this, money, or love. And that's a whole nother deal. Twin soul, soulmates, soul twin flames, all that jazz. That's a whole nother thing. But I could just see on their face the second they'd walk in, I'd already know, like, oh, this is someone who's going to talk about either this or talk about love. Those are the two big ones. So I'm going to share a little bit in generalization of what I would share with clients in a private setting at Moonfire Metaphysical. So, we've been trained, we've been conditioned, we have been taught to call this money. If you want to really get into a place of healing our relationships, our relationship with these, first things first, stop calling this money. This is not money. Okay, again, get your little notepad out. I want you to look up House Joint Resolutions 192. Okay, House Joint Resolutions 192, when they created the Federal Reserve Bank, okay, 1920 something, 30 something, something like that, they removed silver and gold from the currency. And they introduced these guys. I'm just probably going to be backwards, but at the top, okay, what is this? Does it say money anywhere there? Do you read money? Is it backwards for you, maybe? I don't know. What's this say right here? Federal Reserve Note. That's right. This, my friends, is debt. Okay? First thing, and then I got to beat this in the heads of some people. This is debt. Okay? This is not money. Money is silver and gold. That is money. Stop calling this money. Okay? Start calling these what they say they are. Federal Reserve Note. I've had a few people on the Fiverr offerings and a few people on the other offerings on Ivan's Spirit Social site. I've kind of had to go back and forth with already with these things. Yeah, it's really, really about us getting to a place of really understanding what these are, okay, how to identify them, and how to heal our relationship with them, okay? So metaphysics of money, really metaphysics of spiritual currency exchange and Federal Reserve notes. So first things first, get your notepad out, okay, start calling these Federal Reserve notes. Remove the word money out of your vocabulary unless you're referring to silver and gold. Okay, silver and gold, and there's reasons for that. Silver has its own metaphysical charge to it, same as gold, the elements. A lot of gold can repel or protect against ultraviolet rays. So that's why it's very valuable. And that's why there's certain things here that really value gold or diamonds. Diamond has its own charge as well. But there's reasons why these things take a lot of this to get some of that, as they don't exactly want it in the hands of the public and what can be used for them. I'll dive into that stuff in another video, but it's probably like a year or two ago. I had read up. Again, I'm gonna just kind of touch the surface of this stuff. We'll really dive deeper in another video, but it was about 2 years back, and prior to that, I had gone online and I'm very, very familiar with, how the Federal Reserve Bank was established. You can read that book, The Doctor of Jekyll Island, and the straw man account, and what's tied to our social security number or our social security cards is really, it's like a stock number where an individual that holds any type of license, an individual that holds any type of bond, whether it's an insurance license, a real estate license, a driver's license, a law license, a dental practice license, any of these licenses, as you're exchanging in commerce, all of those earnings, we'll say, go into the strawman account, and the strawman account is used to fund certain private ventures, like the industrial prison complex, that whole deal. So we'll get into that on a whole nother day. But I was very knowledgeable about these things when I was introduced to a gentleman in the Sacramento area who forgave his law license and started to practice law outside of the rules and regulations of the court. This gentleman had started to give a series of presentations, and when I met this guy, he he broke down everything that I already knew in regards to Federal Reserve notes. I invited friends to this guy's workshops, but nobody came, so that's all good. But yeah, so Federal Reserve notes is not what we're taught, or money is not what we're taught it is, and it's really identifying and getting into a place that it's debt. Federal Reserve note is an IOU from the Federal Reserve Bank, and every second, every day, these things, well, not that it has a whole lot of value to begin with, other than the value that we give it, it drops less and less and less and less. So I hope make that very clear. Okay, from now on, if you can, do the best you can to start identifying these as Federal Reserve notes. Okay, now moving on, I see a lot of, let's call it spell work, candle work, energy work that identify these with the color green. You go into your little candle store and you see green candles, money candle, abundance candle, all that jazz. This stuff is not green, okay? This is actually red, okay? The more people are constantly driven and motivated by these things, the more they are in their root chakra, okay? So just want to clarify, the root chakra has to be triggered prior to Federal Reserve notes being exchanged, okay? Again, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna hammer this down, okay? The root chakra has to be triggered for there to be Federal Reserve note exchange. So, how's the root chakra triggered? Well, either one, you fulfill a desire, or two, you solve a problem. Though for someone, either a desire is fulfilled or a problem is solved. I need electricity in my house. I gotta pay my electricity bill. Desire, I'm craving. I don't know what a lot of people are craving these days. I don't even know. But some kind of food or drink or pho. Pho. There's a lot of people around here craving pho or ramen or something like that. And so that part of the energy field, that part of the energy body has to get fired. It's got to get triggered for, again, Federal Reserve notes to be exchanged. So there's a couple things to identify in the beginning, okay? From the top, Federal Reserve notes are debt, okay? If I have a $100 bill, I go down to the mall, I buy a pair of shoes, okay? Yeah, I exchange my $100 bill for now a new pair of shoes, okay? I control the shoes. I can use the shoes. They are within my possession, but I do not own the shoes. I do not own it, okay? I don't own the shoe because I paid for the shoes with debt, okay? Again, House Joint Resolutions 192, read it. Okay, you cannot own something if you exchange debt to control it. You don't own it. So anything out here that we exchange these things for, we don't own, okay? I'll put some links in the comment box. I'll put some links where you guys can really kind of dive deep into this. Again, telling you if some of this stuff's very kind of getting you riled up. Good. Time to do some homework. Time to research what this really is. Now, we can't get too about it. Can't get too charged up. Can't get too tense. Can't hold that, because there's a whole lot more to the picture than what we're taught with these things, and that's really what I'd like to share. So, yeah, Federal Reserve notes. Please identify them as Federal Reserve notes. Please know that it is debt, okay, and that it is really root energy that's being exchanged prior to the commerce or the Federal Reserve note being exchanged. And again, our souls know all of this prior. Okay, this is part of it. This is part of the test here. So I hope that helps right off the top. Now, okay, I shared a little bit about this in the Ivan video, but I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into it. And in the video, Lonnie asked, what is spiritual currency? Great question. What is spiritual currency? And we're here in the Bay Area, so I brought up a little bit about old buddy Steph Curry in that scenario, but I'm gonna go dive a little deeper in here now. So give me a second while I sync up my iPad. It's crazy. I start talking and my allergies go away. Wow. Must be all that hot air up there getting released. Hey. Don't connect to audio. Yeah, there we go. All right. Voila. I am going to share a video or picture. I'm going to share a picture first. Okay. And I actually shared this picture before, but to give you an idea. Okay. Again, what is spiritual currency? Okay. And I'm going to write this down. Okay. You write this down too. It is your attention. It is your focus. It is your knowledge. And it is your wisdom. For attention, focus, knowledge, wisdom. Okay. There's a difference between wisdom and knowledge. Okay. And I'll explain that. Let me get my little pencil here. Okay. Your attention is going to be this guy right here. Where is your mind at? What is your mind on? Okay. That's your attention. You could be daydreaming. You could be cruising on your way to work, on your way to home, in the middle of wherever your mind is at, wherever your consciousness is on, you're actually directing your own energy to whatever that is. You know, if you're listening to a song, if you're watching Golden State Warriors, if you're watching Grammys, whatever it may be, you are sending, okay, your one part of your spiritual currency there. Okay, so your attention is the first thing. Okay, let me back up. Let's actually switch up the color a little bit. Let's try this color. Okay, your focus. Well, that's that's your eyesight. What do you got your attention on, and where are your eyes on? It's not always the same thing. How many times y'all be daydreaming about something or get caught up somewhere? You got your eyes on your phone while you're driving because you're texting, but your attention should be, or if you're good enough, on the road. Okay, but your focus. Okay, where are these on? Okay, so remember, and I said this in the prior videos. Your attention. Okay, your consciousness, your mind's eye, okay, you're sending source codes there. Okay, that is part of your spiritual currency. Okay, your mental body, your mental state. Now your focus, what's got your attention, and where are you directing your eyesight at? Again, remember, I talked about this. Everywhere we shoot our vision, our eyes, okay, that's our focus. We're sending the exact same thing that comes from the center of the sun, the photonic center of the sun, the light bands. You can see my little chakra thing back here. Okay, remember, 700 nanometers to 400 nanometers. If I'm getting deep, pause, take some notes, open up some other tabs, look this stuff up. Okay, this is important that you get this. Rewind, however many times, rewatch it however many times you need be. Okay, so again, your attention, your focus, your knowledge, and your wisdom. Okay, so I hope y'all got that. Okay, so attention, and here, just go like this. Okay, your attention and your focus. So those are big. What's your mind on? What are you focusing on? You focusing on these things? Okay, if you're focusing on these things, you're constantly in your root. Okay? You're constantly in your root. So just a heads up. You got to understand that it all starts from here. Oh, I didn't even mean to do that, but that's okay. Okay. Your attention, your focus, your knowledge, and your wisdom. The spiritual currency. Okay. Spiritual currency has to be exchanged prior. Okay. So again, it starts up here, then it goes there, then it goes here. Okay. Spiritual currency is where Federal Reserve notes become the after effect. The Federal Reserve note is the byproduct of spiritual currency being exchanged. Okay. If I got my attention and focus on a master's program, I'm studying to be, I don't know, family marriage therapist, or I'm studying to be a dental hygienist, or I'm studying to be a kinesiologist, whatever. Okay, you've got your attention and focus. And I've actually said this in some of Ivan's prior videos. Anywhere we're sending our attention, we get information back. That's how the exchange works. Anywhere you got your attention and focus, anywhere you're sending your spiritual currency, you're getting information back. That's the exchange, and vice versa. Anytime you're sending information, let's say someone giving a speech, someone doing a training, Tony Robbins with a whole arena full of 18,000 people. Okay, anybody giving information is gonna get attention and focus. Is gonna get energy back. That's how it works. So if you're in schooling, if you're in an internship, if you're in an apprenticeship, and you've got your attention and focus on whatever that skill or that trade or that talent may be, okay, you're sending that, you're getting information back. Okay, that is where the metaphysics of money really start. It starts in that world before it comes back in the form of a Federal Reserve note. Okay, so again, and this goes back to the energy body video, and this goes back to the Bovis units video. If you've got a weak energy field, if you've got cracks, if you've got implants, if you've got entity attachments, if you're low Bovis units and you're literally leaking energy, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to stay disciplined in your mental body, and it's going to be hard to really hone in and not let all this other interactions, all their interference, all this other noise, okay, get in the way of where you're putting your attention and focus, where you're putting your spiritual currency. Okay, very, very, very important. We got to heal that shit. We got to heal it. Oh man, I don't know how many times I've had this conversation or had this these similar type exchanges with private clients, and the ones that get it, yeah, life takes a turn for the better. They're coming at all this from a healed place. You know, things that used to eat at them, things that used to pull this over here. Okay, yeah, they're able to manage that. They're able to approach it with discipline for their mental state and where they're spending their attention and focus, or they're putting their spiritual currency on. And there's a few, that fuck you, Nick. What the fuck you talking? What do you know? What do you know, Nick? It's happened. It's happened, client. I'm. This is how I know this is some triggering stuff. I seen it right in my own face. Oh man, and those handful of individuals that weren't ready to take ownership of what they're doing with these. It's all here. They weren't taking ownership of it, and and they're experiencing struggle. They're experiencing hardship. If their ass ain't learning the lesson's going to keep repeating itself. They're holding on to that, and the soul So remember, again, the soul's the one lining all this up 30 days in advance, 90 days in advance, future lifetimes in advance. The soul's the one lining interactions up for us to learn. That's karmic obligation, soul agreements, soul contracts. And when we company when when we have that victimhood, when we have that oh woe is me approach to this, it is not pretty. It's not pretty. And in those situations, in those scenarios, you just got to let spirit take over, let communicate with that individual in the higher dimensions, communicate to their higher self, send love, light, all that jazz to assist the best way they can. But they themselves have to experience the negative charge of all this so that they can learn from. If they're experiencing pain or suffering or hardship, it's because that's what's needed. That's what it takes for them to learn that lesson in that moment. And if they don't, it's going to keep repeating itself lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. I know a handful of people have kind of took that approach, didn't really want to hold ownership in this, and their soul started to line up future lifetimes, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 9 future lifetimes. That's what this place is. It's an angel academy. That's what this place is. So yeah, it's a little food for thought. Okay, give me a second here. Let me get back on it. Let's join this bad boy. 461. Man, thank y'all so much. My allergies completely went away. Thank you for listening. Okay. I'm just gonna say in advance, pardon my penmanship. But I'm gonna try to draw here real quick. I'm gonna do my best I can. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to the other parts of what spiritual currency is. Okay, let's draw a line right down the middle. Okay, now we're gonna text. Okay, we're gonna say, remember, attention, focus, and on this side, we'll go knowledge, oh shit, wisdom. Okay, here we go. We got attention, focus, knowledge, and wisdom. Okay, so we just went through what attention was. Okay, we just went through what attention was. Okay, remember that's wherever you're putting your mind's eye, wherever that's on. If it's on an ex, if it's on job situation, if it's on any form of past experiences, traumatic experiences, pain or suffering, you're sending your spiritual currency there. That's where it's going. You got your attention there, and we just went over what focus was. Okay, so where are you reading a book? Where's your actual, where are you sending your light codes? A movie, Avengers. Yeah, we can see how much is out here to really take all of this outside of self. There's a lot in the entertainment industry, celebrity energies, social media. Oh, my favorite, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, right? How many hours throughout the day is that where people are spending their spiritual currency on? Is there reasons why that there are algorithms and filters and all that for you to not really control your timeline or what you see or what comes through? Heck yeah, shit. Like I tell Ivan, I've said this before, I literally live like a stone's throw away from the Facebook headquarters, and like I see it, I can feel the energy. It's how they're pulling this out of people. That's how they do it. And this and social media is just the most recent technologies to do this. Has really been happening in many forums for a long time. Okay, so attention and focus. Okay, we got that down. Now we're going to flip it over to the right side. So now we're going to get into knowledge, okay, and wisdom. Okay, so attention, focus, knowledge, and wisdom. Okay, pause it, write this down. Okay, it's very important that you have this visual. Okay, this is your spiritual currency. I'm going to stop the screen share and I'm going to break down knowledge and wisdom here. But whether you write this down, take a little screenshot with your picture. If you're on your phone watching this, screenshot it on your phone. Okay, this is important. Now we're going to break down knowledge and wisdom. Break it down, shake it down with me and a friend. Okay. All right. How many of you have read a self-help book? How many of you, how many of you went and gone to a therapist, went and gone to a shrink, just paid your $200, $250 an hour for a session? You got this conversation, very highly skilled, trained individual who did their work reading their books, passed their tests. Okay, you have a conversation, and then at the end of that information exchange, you're like, okay, now what? Now what do I do? I read this book, The Four Agreements. Okay, cool. How long did that really sit? How long did that really stay? Maybe you read it a couple times. Maybe you read it, 20 times. Got the audiobook going on. How many times have you absorbed some form of information, and at the end of the information, like, oh my God, this is great. And then you're like, okay, now what? Now what do I do with this? Okay. Just kind of picture knowledge on the spiritual currency scale. Okay, is anything absorbed through the mental state? Okay, whether that's you watched a documentary, you watched, the not eating meat documentary on Netflix. What the Health? I think that's what it's called. I forget. You read all the books, and you still hold it in your mental state, but it's still up here. It's still in the mental state. You studied shit. I do insurance. Study to pass my insurance test or real estate. How many people? Oh yeah, I got my real estate. Got my real estate license now. I got to hold it up on the wall. Now what? Now, oh yeah, you're gonna be a millionaire, bro. You're gonna be a millionaire. Insurance. You're gonna be a millionaire. Bring all your family and friends. Shit. you see what I'm saying? Like how many of you have been in some form of that? You did the mental body work, you obtained the knowledge, and then what? And then what? Cosmetology. And then what? And then what? And then what? Yeah, exactly. So that's just part of the picture. You do have to hold whatever Reiki, $450 for a Reiki 1-2 class. You go through the motions, you get the symbols, you get the freaking Reiki book. Okay, cool. I got my Reiki certificate. Awesome. Okay. That's still just part of the picture. That's still only 1/4 of spiritual currency. I got my Reiki Master certificate. Hey, got the Reiki Master symbols. Got my Reiki Master book. Now I can go and attune people. And now I can give certificates. Hey, all right. Again, it's still just a piece. It's still just a part. It is necessary, but it is just a piece of the spiritual currency. So you have to hold whatever that. I'm trying to look for a book. I don't even got any books. A Blue Shield of California book. Hey, okay, cool. I'm not gonna grab that one, but you have to obtain it in your mental space first. But that's still just a piece of it. Okay, what separates knowledge from wisdom, okay? Again, pause the video, write this shit down. What separates knowledge from wisdom is experience. There is no substitute for experience, okay? You get your driver's license test. How many people did it here and for however long that test is, 10 minutes maybe, go and get their driver's test, and you could tell I got no damn business being on the road, right? How much driving experience do they really have? The whole 10,000 hours to be a master, like it, and I don't know, you can look it up. I think it's like 10 years of driving experience before you're really like a mature driver. Um, yeah, you see what I'm saying? So it's really the experience of what you obtained through the mental body, whether it be a book, whether it be a documentary, whether it be a YouTube video, something you came across on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or whatever, and you caught it at the good time in that algorithm. It still takes that mental information, that data. It takes the experience to absorb it into your energy field. Whatever that experiential imprint is, your first breakup, your first promotion, your first graduation, you got your certificate or diploma or degree, whatever. The experience of what you have obtained. If you read a book and you don't put it like, I don't know, Tony Robbins got it in one of his programs where it's like action. You need to like put this into action right away. You can consider action as experience. You got your driver's license test. You got your experience of behind the wheel to drive. That's the experience. That is the imprint into your energy field. So once you've experienced, let's just say the data or the information that's inside the four agreements, now you've experienced it. Damn, I can't remember the four agreements right now. Oh man. Do your best. Be shit. I don't know. Look it up another time. but you see what I'm saying? So you put that into that information. You put it to use. You put it to action. You put it into experience, and the experience that is now held within your energy field, within your energy body. And this is the main, fastest, quickest, easiest way to identify in someone else, or even when from yourself, when someone is speaking from knowledge or if they're speaking from wisdom. Okay, first thing is you get into a social environment, grabbing a drink or grabbing dinner with your family or friends or whoever. Okay, I'll just put it this way: knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. Okay, because wisdom already knows. Wisdom already knows what the experience was. So if you already know, I want to hear what their experience was. Oh, wait, they're not speaking from experience. They're not speaking from wisdom. They're speaking from knowledge. And you can identify it. And just like that, you can see which way you want to exchange or dance with that energetic experiential moment right there. So, oh man, I don't even want to get into it, but there's all kinds of knowledge speakers on YouTube, knowledge speakers on social media. There's a bunch of it. And if you're not careful, if you're not realizing your own spiritual currency, how to identify it within yourself first, then be able to discern it with what spiritual currency is coming through someone else. So it's very, very, been very, very beneficial, been very helpful to identify this and to see this with people I connect with or connect through. Some people I don't even connect with them. It's just I've come across some of their material, and it's important. It's important, one, to realize that there is an additional step to whatever the knowledge that you were trying to obtain on your path or in your process or wherever you want to go with it, and where The allergies came back. No. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay. So it's important. It's important to that. It's important when we catch ourselves speaking from knowledge or speaking from wisdom. The lower ego loves to get on their soapbox and speak from knowledge a lot. There's a lot of unhealed, we'll just say unhealedness in those moments. And there's also unhealedness in people who aren't ready to listen. That happens a lot too. You know, the lower ego. Oh, I already have the knowledge. What can this person tell me that I don't already know? Know in knowledge. Interesting. Yeah, that's very, very common as well. And being able to identify it when you can pick up, I mean, I can see and feel and read energy, but you don't necessarily have to see, you don't have to really be able to read energy to read energy. You can just tell. You can tell when someone's already kind of like checked out, or in their mind, they're already in a reactionary state. They're already processing how they will respond to something you're speaking or something you're sharing. So being able to identify these things and knowing how to just sway in the movement or the motions of energy exchange or conversations has been very, very valuable. So again, so attention, focus, knowledge, wisdom. Okay, attention, focus. Oh, hold on, Nick. He did the wrong eye. Hold on. Okay, how about both eyes? Okay, attention, focus, knowledge, material, and wisdom, experience. So that is your spiritual currency. So as you're going about your day, as you're going about work, life, relationships, when you bring all of that with you in every moment, in every conversation, every phone call, talking to a stranger at the gas station. You'd be surprised. I got a picture of it, but I'll show you. The Market Street in the financial district of San Francisco. There are a lot of homeless. There are a lot of people with drug issues, and I'm walking by and I'm going through and some of them when they're talking, I can tell where they're speaking from, and they're speaking from more wisdom than some of the other people in the streets sitting there and talking about. The lady come here and started talking about Project Paperclip and brought the Nazis over from Germany, and her dad was actually one of them. And nobody was paying this lady any attention while she was on the corner. People were just walking by. She's like, "You need to look it up. You need to look it up." And I just sat back. I was just like, "Oh shit, let me see where this goes." And so I just sat back and I just watched the energy exchange, people walking by, and who was really paying this lady any attention, who was and who wasn't, and nobody was paying her any attention. But I did. That's interesting. Paying attention. But yeah, she was speaking from experience. So it was her dad, and she had shared how her dad had suicided once the dad could not hold the kind of work that he was doing from his Project Paperclip work coming over from World War II. Yeah. So, anyways, try not to make this too heavy, but yeah. So, give you an idea. That is spiritual currency. That is where it starts there before it goes to here, before it goes to here. Okay, so I hope that helps. Just be very in awareness, conscious of what we're absorbing, what spiritual currency we're absorbing from others, or what spiritual currency we're absorbing from a media or a material or content or movies or the news. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Okay, what we're absorbing and what we're putting out there. And as the spiritual currencies exchange, and it's there and it's happening on that level first before it manifests into Federal Reserve notes. So if you get your spiritual currency on point and you're clean and you're crisp and you're clear, you'll have plenty, plenty of Federal Reserve notes. Okay, and being in a healthy relationship, realizing that a Federal Reserve note is an IOU from the Federal Reserve Bank and it's debt. So again, whether you got 10 grand in your checking account, okay, or you got $10,000 racked up on a credit card, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. 10,000 on credit card, 10,000 in your checking account. It's the same thing. So, oh yeah. So I got a little bit of a proof here, some of my own experience. Let me plug in my headphones because I want to make sure the audio comes through. I'm actually going to upload this to Dropbox, and I'll put the link below so y'all can see it with your 2 eyes and ears. Just in case you can't see it and it doesn't come clear. If it doesn't come clear while I'm trying to process this right now, but I'll put it on there so you can download it. I am going to show you a video from a concert I went to. I want to say it's like end of March. What are we now? May 11th. So yeah, like, I don't know, month and a half ago, something like that. So give me 1 second here. All right. Uh-oh, meeting's not invalid. Did I do a typo? Hold on. 461 247 113. Okay. All right. This was wait for it to load up. 1 second, y'all. Okay. Again, take your notepad out, pause, stop, Google, look up whatever you need to look up. This is a band I follow. On the left, it's a gentleman named Mayor Hawthorne. The gal on the right is a gal named Gavin Turek. The band is called Tuxedo. Mayor Hawthorne does his own stuff. Gavin Turek does her own stuff, but together they're also in a band. I think their next album's coming out summertime or something like that. They got 2 albums coming out. Third one's coming out. But yeah, I follow these guys. So anytime they're in Southern California, Northern California, I usually check out a show. So another side note, both of these singers have healing codes in their voice. So they actually channel the angelic realms when they sing. So and there's many other artists out here that do it, similar to like classic rock, some reggae artists. They're the tunes and the tones coming through them are very healing, and it touches people. So yeah, so I'm gonna play this video a couple times, but I want you to see if you can see it, and I'll put the link below where you can actually download this video yourself, and you can watch it. So I'm just gonna play it 1 time through right now, but just watch. The song they're singing is called Shine, and this is on the Tuxedo 2 album. Here we go. My light will shine on you. My light will shine on you. All right. So I'm gonna play this one more time. When Gavin Turek points at me, see if you can notice the camera shake. The video will just shake for a split second when she points. So I'm gonna play it one more time. My light will shine on you. My light will shine on you. Ooh, okay, thought you caught it? All right, 3rd time's a charm. Okay, watch one more time. Gavin Turek will point, and the video actually shakes for that split second, actually the exact moment Mayor Hawthorne looks over. So now you're watching Gavin, so now watch Mayor Hawthorne. The exact moment he looks over is the exact moment the video shakes. So watch one more time. Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? Oh my gosh. So yeah, just a little bit of proof, a little bit of experience. Yeah, their own attention and focus that was getting directed while I was video recording them, it caught it. The camera caught their attention and focus, their spiritual currency being sent at me when I was recording the video. So, and I've seen Gavin a few times. I've seen Mayor Hawthorne a few times. So, yeah, it was fun. I would suggest if you like their music, a little bit of like elegant funk, all that jazz. All my friends, they know that I follow them. So, but yeah, that was their own spiritual currency being directed, and the camera caught it. So, and if you didn't see it, I'll put the link. Download it. You can see for yourself. All right. So now I'll just go real quick just to kind of finish this off. This is a screenshot of the map for the financial district down in San Francisco. So actually, let me do it this way. I want to be able to draw on this, so let's actually stop the screen share. Okay, now let's do photos. Okay, now I get to draw on this. Okay, so here we are, financial district of San Francisco. If you can see it, or if you've ever been there, okay, we got the ferry building down here. Okay, and this is where all the different ferries come and go. All right, and then we've got Market Street that shoots all the way down this way. Okay, if you notice, there are streets. Let me change the color here. There are streets that branch off this way, and there are streets that branch off this way. On every single corner, this whole place is gridded. Okay, every single one of these is Wells Fargo Bank, Bank of California, Merchants Bank of the West. This is because there's energy being exchanged, and because we're really sending our spiritual currency, our attention and focus for these things. Okay, they've figured out a long time ago on how to really get our attention and focus off of us and onto where they want us to send it to go. Okay, where's Beale Street? Here's Beale Street. So like right here on the corner is actually the headquarters of Pacific Gas and Electric. And if you, depending on where you live, if you see the big kind of tall high voltage wires overhead with big old long thing, big old long, it's how electricity is being sent right here on Market Street. Is all of those super high voltage lines are actually going right underneath the ground in Market Street. They gridded it with the high voltage lines. This is 100 years ago, probably even longer than that. So I'll be walking down here, and this is where I work the last few weeks. I'm going to be there probably for another month or two. But yeah, every 5 feet you'll see the manhole say high voltage with PG&E on it. Every 5 feet all the way up, and even on some of these other side streets, Mission and Montgomery, or Montgomery's right here. I think this one's Kearney. We talked about this in Ivan video, the Transamerica Pyramid. This is Columbus. This is Montgomery, and it's right there, every corner. But yeah, this stuff's been going on for a long time. Just really kind of getting our attention and focus, our spiritual currency, outside of self, and on some bullshit, and Downtown San Francisco is covered with it. Financial district of San Francisco. It's grids and energy pulling all nonstop. So, how do we fix this? How do we heal it? Well, stop to share. Really, the first thing I could suggest: clear the energy field, heal what you need to heal, get your spirit muscle, get your bovis units as high as you can. You want to get first step 25,000 units, like we've talked about in the bovis unit video, and then a 50,000 bovis units so you can get to the video. 50,000, you're on par with the bovis units of Earth, with the bovis units of Gaia. 50,000, and you can go beyond that, but that's like first step. When you get to that level, it is very difficult for all this out here to interfere and to pull us off, pull our attention off, get in a depressive state, get in an anxiety state, tripping, worrying, stressing about these things. First things first, get your energy body up, get your bovis unit charge up, get your spirit muscle strengthened, and do a little bit of work. See if you can get into a meditative state. See if you can get into a place of silence where you're here. This is you, your center point. Get here. Okay, once that's like the first step. Then, and I know I'm gonna have to do a second video on this. We can dive even deeper. Then we can start getting into symbol work and just different archetype work. So your own spiritual currency, your own body charge is here. It's present. You will have an abundance of it to work with it as you wish. Not let other things out here, other archetypes, other grids out here to siphon it off of you. Okay, this is how this place is designed. And the soul knows this prior. So that's the first step. Okay. The second step, I really wish I could speak more on this, but it's just going to have to be through your own experience, and maybe your own readings and your own private sessions. But I wasn't shown this until it was already complete. But if you can identify if you are within a success contract, a success soul contract for yourself, or if you're within a poverty contract for yourself. It probably wasn't until the beginning of the year 2019, when I was able to complete my own poverty contract. And it was tough. It was hard. No matter what I did, no matter what readings or who I went to, whatever messages were from spirit or would come through someone from spirit, not once was a poverty contract mentioned to me. Not until it was already done. I had to go through my own form of healing my relationship with what I've been taught, what Federal Reserve notes are and what money is, and just had to go through those tests myself, and learn from. And after that, it had been shown to me where things would really be, what life would really be like, if I had an abundance of Federal Reserve notes leading up to here, and it would not be the business. My soul would have pushed lessons and other experiences into future lifetimes, and I definitely have to come back to repeat the grade here in this Angel Academy. Yeah, and there's probably like early to mid 20s. There's times where I did really well. I was making $30,000, $40,000 a month, and I was very immature with the Federal Reserve notes at that time. A lot of trips, going a lot of different places. No spiritual growth. If anything, spiritual regression from having an abundance of that sort. A lot of just throwing it away when there are ways to use these for spiritual exchange. So yeah, I had to go through my own poverty contract, which was for a pretty extended amount of time. Let's see, I'm 36 now. When did probably, I think I was probably like 24 to 36. Okay, let's say 28. We'll say 28 to 36. Yeah, probably around then. 2010, 2011 is probably when I really started to notice other things out here keeping me in a impoverished state. But I had to be in a impoverished state to really go in and focus on spiritual currency and really start to build that up. And through times and through learning things the hard way, butting my head up against the wall many times. um, I now I realize that you have all the spiritual currency in the world, and you'll have plenty of Federal Reserve notes, and you'll have completed soul agreements, soul contracts, karmic obligations, and not have to come back. Well, that's the goal. That's the intention. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not quite there yet, but yeah, if you can identify those things, and really, even if you are shown that, and being in a healthy relationship with that would be very important, because I was never shown that in my process, in my progress, in my work, not until after it was already complete. So, yeah. So I hope this helps. Again, if you got to watch this again, watch this again. I'll put my different links on there. I'll put a link to the book, the Ghost of Jekyll Island. I forget what that one. Some House Joint Resolutions 192. Some straw man. These are topics to please just like look into for yourself to realize what Federal Reserve notes really are. And if you watch the Ivan video, please watch the Ivan video. You'll see where this really came from. So thank you so much. Many blissful blessings, and until next time. All right, blessings. Take care.